order the May 13th Tipton Community School Corporation Board meeting. Before we get started, on behalf of the Tipton Community School Board of Trustees, we want to express our deep condolence to the family, friends, and classmates of Darkin Jeske, one of our cherished freshman student athletes, whose life was tragically cut short. This is an unimaginable loss for his family, for our wrestling community, and our entire school community. Our hearts are heavy with grief. Darkin was a part of our school family, and his absence will be deeply felt by all who knew him. And in this time of loss and grief, we stand united as a community. We are committed to surrounding our students, staff, and families with the care they need during this incredibly difficult time. The full breadth and depth of TCSC's resources are at the community's disposal. Grief counselors and mental health professionals are available, and we encourage anyone who is struggling to reach out, not just today, but in the weeks or months to come. Please join us in keeping Darkin's family in your thoughts and prayers. So with that, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now our vision statement. Growing empowered, future-ready students who are prepared for a lifetime of opportunity and success. All right, next on our agenda is the Tell Me Something Good section. This is where we, as a board, take time to reflect on something that we're seeing in the community or in the school that's positive nature. And so I'd open the floor up to anybody that would like to share.
I attended the second grade musical program last week, and it was just really, really good. Mrs. Strayer did an excellent job. It was creative. It was fun. Just so different from when I was in school and we kind of just stood there and sang our songs. This was just so creative and everyone had fun. I mean, kids were doing the worm. My son has been practicing that for months and is excited about this music program. So I think that says a lot about how much fun she made the kids have.
That's great.
I just would like to speak into just our incredible teachers for the month of May. I think it's a challenging time at home to keep kids engaged, let alone in a school. And I just happen to be walking through this school, even in the last week, and see teachers who have their kids taking tests outside or doing different things within the building just to keep our students engaged. And I know that takes extra time and effort to go to those lengths. And so, but I think it makes going to school fun in the month of May too.
I attended the Top 10 banquet just last week, and it was just a great time to see the kids in the top 10 with their speeches. It was just awesome to see teachers being honored and also the parents, and I just thought that all the kids in the top 10 did a great job.
Absolutely. Anyone else? All right, next on our agenda is the Blue Future Awards. Yes, hand it over to you.
All right. Mr. Johnson.
We also have some teachers here tonight that I'd like to talk to. Ms. Higginbotham, Ms. Cloud, and Ms. Stapleton. You guys can come up here with us as well. Tonight, we are recognizing Hazel Parr. She's the second shortest one up here. We take IRE 3 every spring, and now we not only take it in third grade, but we take it in second grade. And Hazel scored a perfect score, a 650 on IRE 3 this spring. So I wanted to congratulate her. We also have with us her family, Kayla, Nick, her parents, her brother. What's your name, buddy? Jaden. And then we also have with us Mrs. Higginbotham, who was Hazel's kindergarten teacher, Miss Cloud, her first grade teacher, and Mrs. Degenholz, her second grade teacher, because we know that it takes everybody, family, teachers, everybody to come together to support our students. And Hazel, congratulations on showing excellent student achievement in getting this Blue Future.
Ready? Everybody smile, stay in three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Awesome. Okay, Mr. Leach.
You're going already. As per usual, I brought a small horde of people with me to recognize from the high school. I'll start off first kind of talking about what these young people are going to come up and what they're a part of. If you remember a couple months ago, I presented the Blue Future Award to Mrs. Pernone for all of the things she does around the building, but one of those was the Mayor's Youth Council. So this is year 3, this is year 2, seems like 3.
We took 1 year off.
Okay, so this is year 2 of the Mayor's Youth Council, and Mrs. Farung generally will go out and kind of drum up some business and get kids that are looking for a leadership opportunity and a chance kind of to get back to the community through efforts that they identify. So Mrs. Farung, along with Schaefer Leadership Academy and Ted Ward, put together meetings every Tuesday evening where these kids all come together. They go through the process of identifying a need in the community, and then they have to go through and plan a solution for that, to fill that need. So these kids have done an excellent job. I know that I've interacted with most of them. Just being the principal of the building, they have to come and, say, how do I get on this committee, or how do I do this thing? And it's always great to see kids kind of step out and do those things. And, I'm very confident that this group of kids will be the next round of leaders that Tipton needs to, plan and do things in this community. So we want to recognize the entire group. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to call them all off so I can give you your certificate. And then I'd also like to go through and just quickly talk about the projects that they've been working on so that you all kind of know what's going on there. So first, Mrs. Brown, you just happen to be on top here. Mrs. Brown puts in Mrs. Brown puts in a lot of time. I don't see Allie. Is Allie here? Allie?
No,
Okay. Berkeley Young.
she is a practice.
Something else you call Hannah Olson. And these kids are also doing multiple things. Very busy young people. Evan Coe. I think I saw Evan.
There it is.
Ooh.
Lily McCord. Miley Barnes. McKenna Comer. And Ella Crawford here. Noah Walker. One of the fastest kids in the school and kind of booed on it.
Aw.
Isla Wolford. Addie Bunting. Olivia Henderson. Genesis Valdez. Okay. So this is the group that Mrs. Farang was able to recruit for extra time. And, sometimes it's hard to get kids to get involved with anything, let alone like weekly meetings and like having to go out and do stuff and step out of your comfort zone. So major props to you guys for doing that. It's going to pay off those experiences that you've had. So I wanted to go through and just talk about some of the projects that they had going on. If you'll just, wave at the audience so they know who worked on these, that would be kind of a nice touch. Evan Coe, Lily McCord, and Miley Barnes. They stood together. This group focused on supporting children in the foster care system by collecting and donating essential comfort and care items. Their main goal was to create bags that children could take with them, offering a sense of comfort during a stressful and uncertain time. The bags included items such as blankets, personal hygiene products, and diapers. Their efforts culminated in a successful delivery to the Department of Child Services in Tipton, where supplies directly support local children in transition into the foster care system. So that's group one. Give them a round of applause. McKenna Comer, Ella Crawford is not here, Isla Wolfert, and Noah Walker. Those were good waves. Their project title was THS Inclusivity and ELL Support. So this team worked to make Tiffin High School more inclusive and welcoming for English language learners. They successfully arranged for daily announcements to be translated into Spanish and advocated for the inclusion of arroz con pollo, also known as ACP, on the high school lunch menu, which by all numbers was a huge success. To make it a permanent offering, the cafeteria needed to sell 75 servings, and it surpassed expectations by selling over 125. In addition, they took initiative to have the school's emergency procedure science translated into Spanish, ensuring that all students have access to critical safety information. If we can give that.
Great.
Olivia Henderson, Genesis Valdez, and Addie Bunting. This group was focused on school safety enhancement. So this group focused on strengthening safety protocols at Tiffin High School. They prioritized the reinstatement of the relocation drill, which is literally like taking every student and moving them to our offsite in the event of an emergency. They also supported the purchase of interior safety door locks for all high school classrooms. In collaboration with school leaders, they recommended having a student representative on the district safety committee, which I heard went pretty well. Okay, good. I lost my spot here. And this group shared their findings and plans at the most recent district safety meeting, contributing to a focus on proactive and inclusive safety and school safety measures. So we can give that group a round of applause. And then Berkeley Young, Hannah Olson, and Allie Hoover are not here, but they are waving from home or work or practice or whatever. But this group focused on improving student wellness by ensuring access to essential hygiene products. They stocked all women's restrooms and locker rooms at the high school with free feminine hygiene items and began offering monthly care packages to students upon request. Through successful outreach and resource coordination, they now secure over 200 free period supply packages each month, and outstanding. I mean, it's a ton of stuff that these guys have done. So if we can give them a round of applause. So I think, again, to kind of sum up what this group has done, you can see that their projects were not just like projects just to do and to complete. These were things that these students went out and found information and found that a hole that needed to be filled. And then they actually spent the time collaborating, working together, and getting it done. So a lot of great experience, and kudos to all of you. So congratulations.
I will say that Mr. Jaworski and I have the pleasure of. Thanks. I will say that Mr. Jaworski and I had the great privilege of listening to these presentations. Again, all exceptional, and so proud of these kids for thinking outside the box and trying to address needs. It's an awesome opportunity. Thank you, guys. Our final Blue Future Awards, and I nominated these people because they're completely awesome. And two of them are not here, but one of them is. So one to recognize Holly Brandon and Brooke Cleaver. Holly is our receptionist in our office, and we had a huge teacher appreciation week, and everybody just kind of chipped in and took care of things and made it look really easy. And I appreciate that. Plus, Holly has been shredding a lot of paper for me. So I am forever grateful for that, because I don't like to shred paper. That's kind of not a fun thing to do. Brooke Cleaver is our treasurer, and currently she's been taking on two jobs. She's been doing payroll and the treasurer position. And she's been working a lot of hours, and I just wanted to thank her for all the hours that she's put in, and the fact that teachers get their paychecks always is a good thing. So it's never a happy moment when paychecks don't go out. And last but not least, I would like to thank Don Benefiel. Don is my administrative assistant, and just to kind of let you know just a little glimpse of Don. I went in and said, hey, do we have water? Because we were hosting our special education co-op today, and we didn't have water. And like 5 minutes later, Dawn pops in with water. So anyway, she just makes things happen. So I don't know what I'd do without her, and I certainly appreciate everything that she does and everything with Teacher Appreciation Week and all of the appreciation banquet, all of that. Dawn does, and so we appreciate what she does and the time it takes to get it done, and would like to thank Dawn, and I get to take my picture with her.
All right, that concludes our Blue Future Awards, and if you are part of that, this is your cue to leave before you get sucked into the vortex of consent agendas and budgets and things of that nature. But thank you and congratulations again on your Blue Future Awards.
Absolutely.
All right, that cleared the room. So,
Yeah.
all right, next on our agenda is comments from the community. Jen, did we have?
Yeah, we have one.
All right.
Mrs. Sutton.
Oh, Laura. She's not in her normal seat. She snuck up on us.
You know, I was gonna address the policies, and I thank you very much for putting those on the website. I know I've been asking for it for a few months, and I really, really appreciate that. But I think as a mom, and echoing your words that you said about the student that we so tragically lost, in my mom's heart, that's just kind of consumed my thoughts this evening. And I didn't want to go without at least acknowledging the staff in the high school, because it was a tough day. Whether you knew the individual intimately or as a best friend, or if you had known him from 2 years or randomly saw him, it really affected the students. And someone who lost 6 classmates when they were in school, I just know how important it is for that kind of support. So I just kind of wanted to acknowledge the teachers and everybody, because, you know, the students really felt it. And I just ask for continued prayers for that family, because I can only imagine what they're going through. So, thanks.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
All right. Next item is our consent agenda. And so with that, we have the approval of our minutes from the work session and regular session and executive session from April 8th and our special session from April 28th. We have the approval of claims, the approval of the personnel report, which I will read at the conclusion of this, approval of the field trips for the volleyball summer camp, and another long list of donations that we need to accept. Just again, the benevolence of the community back to the school corporation is just absolutely amazing. So that is part of the consent agenda. I will read the personnel report, and then I would ask for a motion and a second to approve the personnel report. Jessica Nichols is requesting a maternity leave of absence. We have the, in certified staff, we have the resignations of Amy Marshall and Nick Comer, effective at the end of the 24-25 school year. On certified recommendations, we have Jeff Walker for 4th grade teacher, Ashley Nightenhelser for 1st grade teacher, Tommy Newton for our strength and conditioning teacher, Braden Lake for social studies teacher in the high school, and Colin Quinn for the athletic director for Tipton High School. I believe I saw Jeff and Colin. Did I see Ashley? Okay, Colin's here. Oh, there she is. Okay, Brian's in the way. So just wanted to recognize those that are in attendance tonight, and if you get a chance to say hi to them, they're now part of the, or will be shortly part of the family here. So it'd be nice to formally welcome them. For our classified staff resignations, we have Emma Crawford as the corporation deputy treasurer and Braden Lake as the permanent substitute teacher. Recommendations for Whitney Wilson, second shift custodian at the elementary school, and Ken Day as a substitute bus driver for Route 34. We have a pay adjustment for Holly Brandon due to increased duties and responsibilities with data reporting. And on the ECA staff, we have a resignation of Emily Campbell, sixth grade head cheer coach. That is our personnel report, and I would entertain a motion and a second to approve resignations and hires.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve. Any questions or comments from the board? All right. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda and the personnel report, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Welcome to Tipton. And welcome back to Tipton.
Brian, did you want to say anything? You're welcome to. Yep. I could tell Brian was just wanting to talk.
Yeah.
I just wanted to introduce Ashley, nice helper to everybody. We're excited to have her as a first grade teacher next year. Obviously, she said that, you said, Rob, that Tipton,
Yep.
I think you said she's Tipton grad.
Yep.
And she's currently doing her student teaching at Northwestern as a fifth grade teacher. Actually not doing student teaching anymore. She's doing a permanent sub position for the her cooperating teacher that went on maternity. So she's finishing up the year there. She's getting a good experience here in May. So we're excited to have her going. So I wanted to mention too, Jeff Walker. He wasn't able to make it here today. He coaches track at Northview in Brazil, Indiana right now. So they had a conference tonight.
Gotcha.
So he wasn't able to make it, but we're excited to have Jeff. He's been in Brazil at Van Buren Elementary for 14 years. And moving up here to Noblesville, so we're excited to have him.
Very good. Thanks, Brian. Welcome.
And then, I'd like to introduce everybody to Colin Quinn, so he's the next athletic director at Tipton High School. He's coming to us from, Peru, but he's worked with, Brian Strong and been at Lafayette Central Catholic, so he brings some great, experience. I think the enthusiasm and already kind of how he envisions an athletic program is gonna go really well for Tipton High School. And he's gonna fit the office scene we have with the nice beard.
He has a nice beard, man.
Not really made the haircut yet, but we might. So, we're really excited to have, Colin. He's got to finish up all his athletic director duties, up at Peru, but then, we're excited to have him here at Tipton High School. So, Colin Quinn.
Welcome, Colin. All right. Next on our agenda is the superintendent's report.
Yeah, briefly, just wanted to talk about a few pretty cool honors. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to go to our Regional 5 Indiana School Board Association meeting. So at that meeting, we had some individuals that were honored from the Indiana School Board Association. Andrea Campbell, Jennifer Hummerkaus, and Rob Cochran. These are this shows their commitment to working with within the School Board Association. So each time that you attend the state conference, you attend a meeting, you get points. And so this is how this recognition is created. So it takes it from the time they started until they decide not to be part of the school board anymore. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing where they end up, because I think this is a great honor. And honestly, just thrilled to have our board members honored. And again, it just shows their commitment to education and their commitment to public schools. And then I would like to congratulate the entire board for receiving the 2024 Exemplary Governance Award. So that is congratulations to all of you, and that is a super nice honor. And for that honor, you get this lovely plaque, which I think is pretty darn cool. And so we'll be putting that up in central office. And so again, congratulations to our board for that work. And we appreciate the time and the commitment it takes to be a great board member. So thank you guys for doing that. Last but not least, just kind of some upcoming agenda items. So in our June 10th meeting, we will have our bids prepared for the high school re-roofing project. They should be all ready to roll. R.L. Turner will be here to discuss the bids and to talk about the costs and all those different types of important pieces of information. We'll also have our wellness report from our wellness committee, and then we will be having our handbook changes and updates. And essentially, that's going to be the student handbook, the athletic handbook, and the faculty handbook. So as we are updating our policies, we will be updating some of the items within those handbooks. So that's why that's just a little bit delayed. Typically, we would do that in May. So, and that's it.
All right. Next on ours is Spotlight on Schools, Mr. Jaworski.
Yeah, just real quickly, an update. So we did get approved for that 10-3 waiver, which allows us to convert 3 instructional days into 3 professional development days. We've got the date set. That will be Thursday, August 7th, which is the day before school starts. Friday, November 7th, and Monday, February 9th. It's a little different than the last couple of years where we had the second PD day in September. We consulted with the TEA, Teachers Association. We kind of figured it was maybe better to have a little bit of a gap between that first and second PD. So we bumped that to November. That will be updated on the calendar on the district website tomorrow morning. So, and again, a positive thing for the board, that waiver is good for 3 years, so we don't need to go through that, jumping through the hoops to get that approved every single year.
It means we don't have to pass it twice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
over the next 2 years, yes, yeah.
Be right.
Very good. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Next are the department reports. We had one from Mr. Jaworski, also one from Adam and Food Services, which did highlight the ACP being added to the menu. And it's good to know that there's some competition now for both of the Mexican restaurants in town for ACP. And then Stephen's technology report as well. I don't know if anybody had any questions or comments on the department reports. Everybody good with that? All right. Inside of that packet for the public's notice was Mr. Jaworski's grades for the first 2 classes that he took. And we were awfully glad to see 100% in one class and extremely disappointed to see 98.7 in the second class. So we'd like to get those grades up if we could, Mr. Jaworski. All right, thank you. So not to publicly shame you, but that's what we're doing. Yeah, well, there's a standard here, so. But again, congratulations on those academic efforts as well, and that the school corporation definitely benefits from that work as well. Brooke is not here this evening, so I will do the financial report, so you can pretend I know what I'm talking about. But for April, we ended the month with balances as follows. In the education fund, $908,886.89. In our operations fund, $248,918.39. In our debt service fund, $791,105.05. And our rainy day fund is at $2,003,833.41. Our operations revenue, the interest came in at $15,756. We have requested an advance on the spring tax settlement, which we should be receiving on May 27th with our full settlement due by like mid-June. And then really good news for the night is our circuit breaker report reflecting actual property tax cap loss came in at $505,209 instead of the $600,000 we had budgeted that was estimated to us by the Department of Local Government Finance. So when building the budget, we went with a big number. It came in less than that, so that's a good thing for us, right? So, but that is the finance report. Any questions from the board on the packet or anything that we had claims in there? Okay, very good. All right, moving on to old business. We have the second reading and adoption of batch number 4 of the new CCHA policies, administrative guidelines, and forms. I need a motion and a second to approve batch 4 on second reading.
I move to approve batch number 4 of the new CCH policies, administrative guidelines, and forms.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve on second reading batch 4. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion carries. Batch 4 is approved and will be on the corporation website going forward. New business, nothing to do with this tonight, but just for your edification and information, we do have a first reading of batch 5 of our board policies from CCHA. This is going to be pertaining to employee ethics, drug-free workplace, justifiable decreases, promotions, placements, things of that nature. So first reading tonight, just making sure that the public is aware. We'll be voting this in our June 10th meeting. And so any questions or comments on that, please get those back to CCHA or Dr. Glaze so we can get that answered before the June meeting. All right. We now move to the public hearing on the proposed superintendent's contract. We're going to recess our regular monthly meeting now to hold a public hearing on the proposed superintendent's contract. Do I have a motion to recess our monthly meeting?
I move to recess our monthly meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of recessing our monthly meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are recessed, and we are now into our public hearing. And at this time, the school board will allow public comment for the proposed superintendent's contract.
First of all, I can't say how excited I am about the plan and about the transitional plan. I can't think of a better person than our current associate superintendent. I've worked with him on several committees, and I just find it outstanding. Dr. Glaze, I can't thank you enough for your open communication and always responding to my several questions and emails, and it's very refreshing. It was very refreshing. I bet you never thought you would reach this age by. So my questions about the contract really are just like semantics, I guess. Because my understanding in reading it is on July 1st of this year, Mr. Jaworski will be known as the successor superintendent. But then when you read through the contract, it seems to talk about superintendent, like the benefits and things. So it's really a semantic question for me is, does it mean when in next year, when he's in the superintendent position, that's when the benefits and everything kick in? Or are we just kind of using the terms reversibly, in lieu of each other, this will be the standing contract as of July 1st of this year. And I know you're not going to answer my questions, but I know you'll email me if, you feel you need to answer that. But it just gets confusing when you read through it, because it just seems like, in one sense, we're referring it, as successor superintendent. We still have a superintendent. And then we're referring to the benefits of superintendent, so it just gets confusing which superintendent are we talking about? That was it.
Okay. And I will respond to it,
Yeah.
just because it's you, Laura.
Yeah.
Anybody else has anything to say, we're not responding. But because of Laura, we will say so. The plan has always been for next year for Scott to start assuming those responsibilities. Dr. Glaze will still be our superintendent.
Yeah.
Right? And that following year, then Scott becomes our superintendent. Dr. Glaze becomes Scott, and you can wrap your head around that. But it's more on a contracted basis. So if Scott needs a lot of help 1 month,
Yeah.
Dr. Glaze will be here, if not so much the second. But we wanted that year of mentorship under his belt. And so that's why the language is a little squishy, maybe as you look at it. But at the end of the day, I will send you a more detailed explanation than that,
Yeah.
but wanted to call your attention and the public's attention to that, is that it is a player-coach relationship, and then it flips, and then it's support staff.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
And per my usual, I'm going to encourage you again just to maybe put a notice out on our webpage about what's going to be happening, because I can't imagine anybody not supportive of it, but just to keep our goal of communication
You bet.
going.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
All right. I'm not talking to anybody else, so there's nobody else coming forward. Is that the idea? Okay. At this time, I take a motion to close the public hearing and move back to our regular board meeting.
I move to close the public hearing and return to our regular school board meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing and return to our regular meeting. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, public hearing is closed and we're back to our regular agenda. Now, the next thing on the agenda is the approval of the proposed superintendent's contract. Last month, the school board met in a special meeting where a succession plan was presented to the community. On Wednesday, April 30th, the proposed superintendent's contract, along with a notice of the public hearing, was published in the Kokomo and Tipton Tribunes. And earlier this evening, you were all a part of the public hearing, allowing for public comment on the proposed contract. Since all statutory requirements have been met regarding the proposed contract, I will accept a motion to approve the superintendent's contract.
I move to approve the superintendent's contract.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the superintendent's contract. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Jaworski. Can't call him Scott anymore. It's Mr. Jaworski now from. But so we move on in our agenda to other matters to come before the board. Our advisory committees, the Communications Committee is meeting Monday, June 2nd. That time is to be announced and we'll communicate with those committees. And then here is a robust schedule of events that take us to the finish line of graduation. So May 15th, and I will plug this event. May 15th is the Middle School World of Creativity. Used to be held in this room, but it's being held in the middle school now. But it's all the artwork that the middle school kids do, and it will absolutely amaze you the talent that some of these kids have, whether it's like pencil or art or paint or whatever. It's amazing. I go every year and I love it. May 17th, you can see my daughter at the Stage and Swing concert at 7 p.m. And May 20th, they have the middle school band concert. May 23rd is the middle school awards program. That's at 12:30 in the afternoon. The 26th is Memorial Day, and the 29th of May is the elementary school awards. And May 29th, folks, believe it or not, is the last day for our students for this year. And June 2nd begins summer school here. And June 5th, we have our awards ceremony. That'll take place in the auditorium at 6 o'clock, which is also another great evening to spend with our seniors and see them recognized for academic and sports success and things of that nature. June 7th, we have our graduation at 11 a.m. in the Inferno. And on June 10th, we'll be back in this room at 6:30 for our next board meeting. So that is what takes us to the finish line of another academic school year. So with that being said, I would take a motion and a second to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the May meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Need to take a picture.